In BBC Points West tonight, she took on the council and won. The former boss of Cheltenham is cleared of lying by the High Court, but at what personal cost? A massive bill for the council too, still reeling from losing millions in Icelandic banks.
Also in tonight's programme, a Polish woman with only weeks to live makes a desperate plea to see her son for the last time. And
I'm going to slow right down now to 20 miles an hour because this lorry's pulled right out in front of me.
the Great Commuter Challenge. We pit cycle against car in a special rush hour race.
The former chief executive of Cheltenham Borough Council has won an important High Court case after her bosses accused her of lying. They said Christine Laird had misled them on a medical form about her depression. The ruling against the council means they now face a legal bill of around $750,000, and we'll ask what impact that will have on services in just a moment. Well, the victory is bittersweet for Mrs. Laird too. Tonight, her family say the case nearly cost her her life. Well, our Gloucestershire reporter Steve Nibbs is at the High Court. Steve. Come on, let's find out what the weather's going to be doing.
Exactly. Here's Richard.
Here. Thanks. Well, it's been a bit of a mixed bag across the west. We have had some very heavy showers. Other areas have been dry. Lynham, for instance, had a temperature of 21 degrees. And they had the Vulcan, the only flying example of its kind, in there today. And had a couple of shots there from Alan Hughes. As I say, elsewhere it has been showery. The weather generally, though, over the next few days does look as though it's going to settle down, certainly as we head towards the weekend. Now, you can see how the showers develop today, particularly across parts of Somerset. Some very heavy showers, some thunder mixed in there, probably some hail too. Elsewhere, not quite so bad. You can see the showers just now beginning to die away slightly in some parts. So gradually overnight things begin to quieten down, so relatively fine as pressure begins to build from the south, and it opens up to form an area of high pressure which should ensure a pretty decent day for tomorrow. And that isn't going to last. The frontal system then coming in from the west during the course of Wednesday. But for this evening and tonight, what shower activity we still have around the west will die away by about 10 o'clock to midnight. So it's gone then. It should be fine with clear spells developing through the rest of the night. Temperature-wise, well, I think towards dawn you're probably looking at a minimum of about 10 for Bristol and Bath, say, but as you get into the countryside, probably around about 8 or 9 degrees. Now, tomorrow looks like being a pretty fine day. There will be a little bit of cloud at times, but it's going to be dry, it's going to be bright. There will be a fair amount of sunshine and just very light south-southwesterly winds. So it looks like a good day tomorrow, with temperatures getting up to around about 20 to maybe 21 in one or two places. So very pleasant out there, and you see light winds too, and it should remain dry and fine on into the evening. So we take a look at the stats for tomorrow. The pressure, as you'd expect, is higher, 1,022 millibars. Humidity is fairly low. A medium sun index, but the pollen levels are very high at the moment, just about as bad as it gets, I suggest. As for the general outlook, well, things not looking too bad after we get through Wednesday's rather cloudy weather. Indeed, on Wednesday, starting cloudy, the clouds thickening up, some patchy rain and drizzle developing during the afternoon. Temperatures probably pegged back at about 17 degrees. Thursday looks as though it should be drier and brighter. We're looking at a high of about 18. Similar conditions really for Friday into the weekend, because although we've got high pressure, we're always on the sort of western flank, or sorry, the eastern flank of it, pulling in the northwesterly winds, so the temperatures will struggle. We should see temperatures of about 20 degrees or so on Sunday, and it looks as though that settled weather will continue into the early part of next week. And when we do get some clear evenings, why not keep a lookout for noctilucent cloud across the skies in the west. There's the details. Generally looking north about an hour after sunset. Looks like very high, very pale cirrus. That's your job this week.
Sounds fun, yeah.
Love it. Noctilucent clouds. That's a good one, isn't it?
Say it, can we?
Sympathies for the hay fever sufferers. Thank you for all your generous donations to try and get the Polish lady home. Much appreciated.
Yes, but for now from the team, a very good evening to you.